Lightning Spear challenging Century Dream, and Accidental Agent is finishing strongly. And then Yoshida and Lord Glitters close to the finish. Lightning Spear, Accidental Agent. Accidental Agent has got up to win the Queen Anne for Eve Johnson Houghton and Charles Bishop.
It's been wonderful. The reaction of so many people. I've had letters from people I've never even met before, just saying how they loved it and they couldn't have thought that, how nice it was for him to win. And I've had just people have been so kind. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, I can see you've been a flagship bearer for people who dream and believe and want to have a tilt, I suppose, who are not the big battalions, maybe.
Hopefully we can just break it up a little bit. It's fantastic to have these really wonderful horses, beautifully bred, winning everything, but it's good to just ruffle their feathers a bit.
You could tell in the aftermath that you were in that zone where everything was just a fuzz and a blur.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely. I was standing with my mum and my cousins, and we were just screaming the house down on the stands, and I looked down, there was just a sea of people, and I thought, I'm never going to get through there. I'm never going to be able to go forward, so I thought I'll just go the way I know, straight through the paddock. And I had to show a sort of bit of a turn of a foot through there, which is quite funny.
Ninka, take us back to Royal Ascot. Talk us through that day for you.
Oh, it was amazing. It was so busy there, and we took him into the parade ring, and he was obviously sweating up a bit, and got down to the start, and we're all very excited, obviously, because at home we all thought he had a chance. So took him there and jumped out the gate. He jumped really well. Sat at the back, we're all just watching it. It's dead quiet because I was standing in the parade ring watching it. And as soon as we see him coming through, and me and Danny there, we were screaming our heads off and jumping up and down, run up to the course, and it was unbelievable. Everyone was in tears. It was unbelievable. Everyone was crying, to be fair.
He's got a bit of spirit about him, but I think it's fair to say you probably need that little bit of ingredient. Tell us a bit about what he's like, because you've been with him right from the very start.
Yeah, no, he's always been a bit of a handful. Like he's one of the boys, you can tell. He's a colt, he's big, he's a bit clumsy, and he just needs his attention, really, to be fair. He's always been the same way. If he doesn't behave like this, he's not himself. And you could see like the way he was at the races and stuff. He's like the way he behaves and stuff. He's feeling really well. So that's kind of his thing. Like the more he behaves like that, the cheekier he gets, the better he runs.
And have you got a sense of how significant it is in the wider scheme of things, not just for you and everyone in the yard, but kind of how it's viewed all across the world, really?
Oh, it's just, obviously it's a small trainer winning a Group 1 like that. We've beaten some big trainers there, and hopefully he'll get a bit more of a career now as well. Now he's actually proper on the market as a Group 1 horse. So I'm sure it'll have a big impact. Absolutely.
Well, stud beckons just round the corner, but there's probably a lot of work to be done before then. Do you sense this might just be the start? Can he really build on this?
Yeah, definitely. He's classified for the Breeders' Cup now, so I've heard that name drop a few times. So I would love to go there with him, obviously, and travel the world with him. You just got to see how he takes on travelling a bit further, maybe.
Does he get any treats, any special treatment?
Oh, always. He loves his carrots and stuff. And he gets loads of cuddles, even though you don't always deserve them, do you?
Let's start with your mum and your dad, first of all, because your dad has been there and he has done that on a double handful of occasions as well. But your mum is to have owned that horse, to have nearly sold him. Talk us through the family story.
Well, she's, Dad obviously was an amazing trainer, brilliant. He's had some wonderful horses, and he bought the original dam, Sonelto, the 6th generation back. And then when he was training, Mum took over the breeding side of it, and she's never given it back. It's definitely what's yours is mine and what's mine's my own. So she's very determinedly hanging on to that. So, yeah, and she's always bred to not necessarily super fashionable stallions, but to horses that she really likes, stallions that she wants to race. And if they sell, they sell. But she puts a price on them, and if they don't make that price, then we race them and then maybe sell them afterwards. So that was the story.
What could he have gone for, do you think?
We had a reserve. The original reserve on him was, well, we had the reserve of 8, but we were going to let him go at 20. The bottom literally fell out of the market, I think, on the second day of Book 2 that year. You could see it happening. And so Mum was like, oh, maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe it'll be 18, maybe it'll be 15. And I said, just don't let him go for less than 15. He's a really, really nice horse. And anyway, in the end, I mean, I put him on the market and that was it. But he couldn't have been bought for 8. I bought him back for 8.
Yeah, fair enough. And isn't it amazing? That's just so racing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How a little quirk or twist of the storyline and the fates in one way or another can lead down a completely different path. Was he showing you your hope from the early days pretty much right from the off?
Yeah. I was really pleased with his first run. He ran a lovely race at Sandown over 7. And he was quite asleep and he fell out the stalls, and then he came through them really well, very green and backward. And then we ran him at Chepstow and he won there. And I love Chepstow. I think it's a great place for teaching horses to get themselves balanced and organise themselves. And so he won a really good, a nice maiden there. We were thrilled with him. And then he went off to Goodwood and I thought he'd win that, and we rode him all wrong. We led on him, which was just, he was there to be shot at, and it was only a 3-runner race, but he just, you know, it was stupid, and we made an error. And then we went off to Newmarket and won a big sales race there. So that was fantastic. So we knew we had a good horse there, especially as in the last furlong he seemed to be bucking once he'd hit the front. So he definitely wasn't doing his all.
And now that you've got a Group 1 winner, I mean, you've got a stallion on your hands.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope so. I think he's probably got to back it up with another Group 1 win. But it'd be nice to think that he was a stallion. You know, it's quite good to have an outcross from the gene pool's got very congested, so maybe we can make a nice outcross there with him.
And if you're going to back it up, talk us through the programme of doing
well, the obvious place to go, aim, is the Queen Elizabeth II QE2 back at Ascot, because as someone rather snootily pointed out to me, oh, he's an Ascot specialist. Well, as I said to them, I'd rather be an Ascot specialist than a Wolverhampton specialist. So, yeah, we'll aim for the QE2. He will probably take in 2 or 3 races on the way, where I haven't quite mapped out the direction. We might
Goodwood?
go... he's not in the Sussex. I didn't put him in the Sussex because he has run there, but it doesn't necessarily play to his strengths.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously we've got the money now to supplement if we wanted to. We'll have a good look at the field, a good look at what we think the field's going to look like.
Some good French Group 1s as well, isn't there?
Prix-Jacques Le Marois is the first one that came to mind. So we might go there. And I've just literally today, I put him in the Juddmonte International, mile and 2, because he wasn't stopping. And York's slightly easier than Ascot. So, you know, that's another way we might look.
Tell us a bit about the impact that it's had on the staff, because it's been quite a year for them all told, with Will Reddy winning the Godolphin Award, which of course has a big impact on everyone else. It's been one step forward, one step forward, one step forward all year, it seems. It's
been wonderful. I mean, I'm really lucky. I know everyone says it, but I really do have amazing staff. I'm very lucky. I have enough staff at the moment, touch wood, and they're real good camaraderie. So we've got people from age 16 to Will, who's aged 64, and Stan, who works in the yard, he's 73. So, you know, we've got a real spectrum. We've got people that have been here for 50 years, like Will. Katie, who's been down, my head lad down the bottom of the yard, she's been with me since she left the racing school. So that's, gosh, 16 years now. So people tend to stay quite a long time, which I'd like to think is a reflection that we look after our staff and they look after me, which is fun. You know, it's a team effort, and it's a one big family here. We really are. You've been here since the 1780s and 80s when Fulk was training. You know as well what it's like to go to Royal Ascot and come back a winner.
I do. I've done it quite a few times. I looked after Ildy Bourbon and Rose Bowl. That one, I took Rose Bowl to America, and they were great days. I never thought they'd come back. No. Because when Aga Khan left, we were left with 20 horses, I think. It's amazing that it's come back to the way it was. And how much did the younger folks enjoy that moment? Oh, amazing. They loved it. John, the head lad, used to work for Roger Charlton. He thought he'd left all that behind, the Group 1 winners. He said, I thought this is never going to happen to us again. And you know what I mean? 5 months down the line, here we are.
And I mean, it's kind of the continuation of a remarkable year for you personally, as well as the yard as a whole as well. You were winners down at the Godolphin Stable Staff. Tell us about that.
I won the Dedication to Racing award, as luck would have it. I was against two really lovely chaps, and I was very, very proud to have beaten them because they'd done 50 years in racing the same as me. Well, one was stud, and that was amazing, and we had a great time.
Does it feel like just the start of things for you, this group?
Yeah, I think we're onwards and upwards. You know, we're taking part now on all the good Saturdays. We have big runners now every week, every weekend, so we're getting a Saturday yard.
Who's the young horse that you're maybe pinning your hopes on for 2 or 3 years' time?
I would say it'd be Madame Tansy, because she's Accidental sister and she's beautiful. She is the apple of our eye.
Oh, she's a really nice filly. She's Champs-Élysées, and she's done a lot of growing and filling out. She went up behind, and then the front came up, and then, you know, so we just let her sort herself out and get herself organised. And no, we really like her. She's doing nice things at home, and probably won't see her, certainly till it rains. I'm not going to be running on very firm ground first time out. Probably August, September we'll be looking at. And then hopefully we can keep her at home and breed from her and for the next generation.
So the story continues.
Exactly.
You got a bit wistful there.
I know, it's lovely. It's just, it's really nice, you know. I go out in the evenings and just into the Mares and Foals field, and you just have a look at them, and it's just really lovely.
You and I sat in the garden just a few yards away 3 years ago, I think now, having a conversation about how you're going to take this yard forward. And in that time, you've gone from 20 odd winners to 40 plus to now 50 and a bit and a Group 1 winner. How have you got and made those jumps in that time?
I don't know that there's a secret recipe to it. I mean, if there was, wouldn't that be wonderful? But I think it comes down to having great staff. They've all got a good attitude. You never get anywhere without hard work, and everyone here works really hard. We work hard, we play hard, we look after each other, and it's just trying to keep the horses healthy. And I don't know, I've just been very lucky. I've been really lucky. I've got some wonderful owners that send me some lovely horses and let me buy some really nice horses, and I have people that help me do that. You know, Anthony Bromley, he's been helping me buy the yearlings in the last couple of years, and I just think we've got a great team around us, and it works really well.